Eurovision Song Contest? Well, what should we do? Should we have the jury and the televotes or only one of those? Well, I want you to follow me now because we're gonna deep dive into the numbers and find out who's right, jury or the public. Welcome to my channel, I'm LEONITE-Reacts, and today we have a very interesting topic for you. It's Eurovision Song Contest. The jury versus the public. Well, the jury versus you and me. We can say something like that. Because the debate is very much now, and it started a few years ago. So this debate about, or the discussion, you can also say, about the jury or the televotes. Who should vote most, or should it only be televotes, or should it only be a jury? We're going to explain a little bit about the jury and the televotes, how that's working, and I also want you to pay a really good attention to this because I have a really good examples for you. Maybe we could skip the jury or not. I'm going to explain a little bit how the jury works. It's very easy because each country have their own jury. The points that this jury give to the songs are counting 50%, and the televotes, the public votes, they count the other 50%, so this is 50-50. And many people say that's not exactly the right thing to do. Not only that the jury and the publics are very far away from each other in the music taste and what they think about what's music is good or not, but a few people, like the Norwegian jury, only have 5 people, and well, the people that watch a Eurovision Song Contest on the final day, well, it's almost 1 million people. So who count most? 5 people or 1 million? First, I want to rewind back to 2019 in Tel Aviv in Israel, when Keiino, well, with a very good song, by the way, Spirit in the Sky, well, they won the public televotes. They got 291 points. So if it wasn't any jury at that time, well, they would have won the Eurovision Song Contest. But the jury, well, they did not agree, so they gave them only 40 points. Another good example from that year is the Czech. Well, Czech end up as number 11. Norway end up as number 6 by the way, that year. But Czech, well, they got very few public votes, developed points from the public, only 7. But the jury, on the contrary, they gave them 150 points. So you can see again, in the same year, the public and the jury are very far away from each other. And that's why this discussion about the jury or not really get more and more around in the social media. So I really understand why this discussion is coming up. And more example, of course, we have to, well, take a lead fast forward to 2023 in UK, Liverpool. Well, that was a very interesting and so exciting final too. So we're going to explain again why we have this discussion today, because this time, wow, it was very interesting too. Well, we all know that Loreen from Sweden, she won the contest with a song Tattoo, and Kaarija from Finland and the song Cha Cha Cha, well, he ended up as number 2. But again, if we look at the public vote, the televotes, well, Käärijä get one of the highest televotes points in the history, 376 points. That's pretty good. So if you think about what Loreen got, 243 points. So many say that the real winner, well, that was Käärijä. And the jury, well, they not agree again. So they give the favor to Loreen. So they gave 340 points from the jury to Loreen, but Käärijä on the other hand, well, he did not receive so much, only 150 points. So you see again that the jury and the televotes, well, jury and the public are very far away from each other. But that's not all. I want to go a little bit deeper into the points from the televotes and the jury. So I want you to pay a little bit of attention to this, because this one is very interesting. The public, well, the televotes from the public, they gave Loreen 0 12 points. Kaarija, oh yeah, he got a lot. He got 18 12 points from each country, also the televotes from the country, and that's a lot. So it's a big difference that the public, the audience, they really want Käärijä and Cha-Cha-Cha to win the Eurovision Song Contest. I also heard that when Loreen went on the stage after she won and she got the trophy, you heard all the audience in the stadium there. Well, they did not exactly the good thing, but they boo at her. And I really understand that, because everybody loves Käärijä, and it was a big difference in points, like 133 points between Loreen and Käärijä at that time. So I really understand, and why many question this jury system. Should the jury, only about 5 people from each country, count more than millions of other televotes? Because the big countries have many people watching. I think it's about 200 million people watching the Eurovision Song Contest, maybe more also. 24, Malmö, Sweden. Well, that's also up to discussion. And one thing I want to say before we go before we go into the numbers here, that's before this contest, since it was a controversy in 23 about Käärijä and Loreen, many people or many media, they say that no, we really should look at the jury problem here, because the jury are so far away from what the people or the audience really wants. So they talk about changing the system before 24 in Sweden, Malmö, but it did not. So they continue with the same style, that 50% for the jury and 50% from the televotes. As we know, well, Switzerland won with a Nemo and the code. And well, the second up was Croatia with Baby Lasagna and Rim Tim Tagdim. I'm a big boy now, I'm ready to leave. Ciao mama ciao, hey. I'm a big boy now. Was very exciting this final, very exciting, to say it like that, because it reminds me a little bit about the previous year in 23, because also here, well, what can I say, the Nemo, he got the votes from the public, 236 points. But if we look at the Baby Lasagna, well, he got much more, 337 points. So again, the audience wanted Baby Lasagna to win, but the jury was not, well, they did not agree about that this time either. So they gave only Baby Lasagna 210 points. But Nemo, they gave him much more, 365 points. So Nemo from Switzerland, he won, and Baby Lasagna end up as number 2. But also here I want to go a little bit deep into the points from each country, because here's a big difference. Not only big, but a very huge difference. So look at these numbers. Swiss get only 112 points from the public, but Croatia, they got 912 points from the public. So again, we can see that the audience really wanted Croatia to win much more than Switzerland, but the jury, again, they was not agree about that. To look at another country here is Israel. Well, they end up as number 5, but they get the second most votes, 323 points. And that's a very interesting thing, because Switzerland, he did not get the second most points from the audience, but Israel did. So but many say that many gave Israel points because of the politics and much of that things, but still people did not want Nemo to win, but they wanted Israel more than him. So that's very interesting. And I also want to go a little bit further back. I want to go back to the semi-final, because also the points and votes from there being released, so we can see how Switzerland did it in the semi-final, and also how Croatia did it, and one more country, Netherlands. Because what I want to show you here is a very interesting thing. You can see in the semi-final one, you can see Croatia won with 177 points. I want you to pay a little bit attention to this one, because I really want to show you this one, because it's very interesting. If you look at the semi-final one, we can see Croatia actually won the semi-final, Ukraine number 2 and Ireland number 3. It's very interesting, but the cool thing, Croatia won. So if we go to the semi-final 2, we can see easy that the Israel, they won semi-final 2 before Netherlands. So Netherlands, well, they get disqualified. And Switzerland end up as number 4. So we can see again that the public was not very, well, they did not favor Switzerland here, but the jury helped them to win. So it's very interesting, this one. And since we talk about Israel, I just want to mention this, that the public, well, they gave them 12 points. That means 15 countries gave Israel the most points. But the jury, well, they gave them 12 points. It was only 3 countries that gave them high points. Well, there was at 8, was 3/8 was the highest point they gave from the juries. So the jury did not favor Israel. I'm not going into the politics here, but again, my point is that what song that audience want, the public wants, well, the jury don't want it. So that's why the discussion come up. Should we keep the jury as it is today, or should we just do the public votes, or like televotes? So I really want your opinion about this, so please write a comment down below and tell me what you think. Should we have both or only one of them, or should we change the system some different, that maybe some, for example, 40% for the jury and 60% for the televotes? So I really understand the discussion here. I'm really interested in Eurovision too. I've been that for 30 years, so I'm really into this one. So there had to be personally, and to be honest about this, when I vote for one country and after I feel that my vote really doesn't matter at all because the jury override it. You see, even like the Croatia got the most televotes in the history, he did not win because the jury did not give him enough points to win. They want another country. So they are very separated, the jury and the people. And if you want some more Eurovision news or stuff and some cool rock and roll or metal reaction or something, well, check this out, and also this one will be very good for you if you like some reactions or videos about Eurovision Song Contest. My name is Leonite, you've been great, and I hope you see you in the next one. Yeah!